Hey guys, Sean T. Phillips with my brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. Taking a go out today, see if things came out, see if things are on sale today. Now today though, new release-wise, some of the bigger things that come out is there's a lot of catalog titles coming out to 4K for the first time. So today though, the Lord of the Rings trilogy as well as the Hobbit trilogy, those ones are all coming to 4K for the first time, and they include the theatrical cuts and the extended cuts of the films. Also though, there's a whole bunch of Eddie Murphy films coming out today. You know, catalog titles like there's the, Trading Places is coming out, The Golden Child, and also two Eddie Murphy 4Ks are coming out today as well. Coming to America, as well as, what was the other one? Beverly Hills Cop 4K. Also, Blade is coming to 4K for the first time today. And the other movie that's coming out today is the movie called The Rental, which is a movie which is directed by Dave Franco. That was a really, really cool movie. Other than that, though, since it's the first Tuesday of the month, Walmart changes out the actual section, so fingers crossed, hopefully I can find one that has out the new stuff, because there should be a handful of new like indie horror films and stuff like that that are releasing today. Also though, at the end of this video is going to be a whole bunch of brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews for some things I received to review and talk about for you guys. And as always too, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of the DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks that are reviewed, if you guys have seen them, if what you guys thought of them, and also if you guys plan on picking any of them up. But anyway though guys, let's get going and see what we can find today. Into Target we go. Yeah, but in here today, though, I'm really wondering, what they're going to have out new, because, a lot of the stuff, like I was saying, was catalog releases. And, sometimes with the catalog titles, they do get this stuff in here. I feel like they would probably be carrying the Lord of the Rings trilogy collections on 4K. I feel like those ones they would have in here. I don't know, though, with all the other ones, because there's a couple other catalog things coming out today, like Popeye, for the first time on Blu-ray, and that one they might have it like Best Buy, because Best Buy's been getting a lot more like catalog releases lately, I've been noticing. So, and I also think there's going to be some steelbooks and stuff today, like a whole bunch of different steelbooks, I believe, in Best Buy. So definitely looking forward to seeing those ones. So hopefully they have those, but like I said, there should be a bunch of them. But looking over here though in the front, it's all the same stuff from the last couple weeks. They've had like more like holiday, Christmas kind of stuff mixed in here. And then there's like random things in here, like where it says Christmas Vacation. Now it's like Leap here. So like Leap, it's been out for years, that like randomly ended up right here. You always wonder like when things get put in the wrong spot, like how they get put in these places. But like I said, other than that, like right here in the front though, nothing new here. We'll head over to this section and see if there's anything different over there. Like I was saying, I don't know for sure what's new stuff they're having. I'm not sure if they're going to have that movie The Rental in here or not. I feel like they might, but we'll go over there and look though. Yeah, so over there though in the actual section though, nothing new over there. They had some of the stuff that came out I believe last week, like Ava and a couple other ones are the more recent ones over there, but nothing new this week. I didn't see any of the catalog ones. I might head to another Target just to see if that one ended up getting any of the catalog ones and this one just didn't put the stuff out yet or not. But now I'm gonna head over though to the first Walmart, and hopefully the one over here has put out the new stuff. I was in here on Black Friday though, and like they still hadn't changed out the new releases from last Tuesday, so we'll see. I was at one Walmart yesterday and I saw like, because how like a lot of the Walmarts lately, you guys have been watching the videos, haven't had the new releases out, I haven't put them out on the shelves and stuff. And one that I was in yesterday had boxes. They were probably like 6 feet high of boxes. They were all movies to stock. And then that was a Walmart I was in that didn't have anything, hadn't seemed to have changed anything out in like probably like 2 or 3 weeks. So it's this huge tower of boxes of stuff. So I wonder if that might be what is happening in some places. There's just these gigantic boxes and they just haven't been switched. But we'll see. We'll see if this one has this stuff out though. But like I said, fingers crossed. Into the first Walmart we go. And I'm like planning ahead today, because like since it's been like lately like the day of Walmarts and stuff, today was into the first Walmart we go, because like I said, I already have a feeling I'll be at like other Walmarts today. But you never know, like I could get surprised they could have everything, but I doubt it though. We'll see though, but I highly doubt it. Yeah, but my, suspicions were correct in here. It's the same kind of thing, all empty, and like some of the stuff that, I can't believe I've yet to see it go on the shelves, like New Mutants. They've never put them out on the shelves in here at all in this location. The Spot's been here, like Train to Busan Presents Peninsula, which was last week, I believe it was last Tuesday. Still hasn't come out. They never put out the Sonic the Hedgehog. Like they randomly put out some things though, like Over here, though, they put Ava out, which that one just came out. So that one now, like last week, they didn't have out the Blu-ray. They only honestly have like one DVD out of that one. And then other than that, though, in the section over here, one of the things that I went to like a bunch of Walmarts trying to find last week, that Haunting of Mary Celeste one there. They have that one out here for $12.99. They never put out the Buddy Games. And see this whole section here? Some of these ones were out for the last couple weeks now. Some of the stuff like Haunting in Texas, that's never been put out on here, and a bunch of stuff. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like a weird thing. And I don't see, and like some of the stuff too, like Words on Bathroom Walls, still not out yet. The Relic never was put out on the shelves in here. I don't know. It's just a strange thing. But we'll like I said, that's why I said I knew it was going to be the first Walmart. We're definitely headed to another one now. Fingers crossed. We'll see. We'll see if they have this stuff out though. Into the second Walmart we go. Fingers crossed. Yeah, this particular Walmart, when it comes to having the new movies out and stuff, is usually kind of hit and miss. Like, this is one of the ones that, like, years back used to be like my top favorite Walmart because they used to always have the stuff out. And this was like one of the Walmarts that, like, years ago used to always have like more of the obscure movies that some of the other ones didn't. But we'll see though if this one has the stuff out. This is one of the ones that does lock the movies up, so it's not as easy to see it. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they got something out over there. We'll see if at least they have last week's stuff out that I couldn't see really very well because very few of the stores put out all the new movies last week. So we'll see. Maybe they have those ones out. Well, looking over here though, this particular one never seems to put the brand new stuff right here in the front. So we'll see. It seems pretty empty, but I do see some stuff that the other one didn't have, like Buddy Games. That one was out last Tuesday. Iron Mask. So at least they have some of the stuff from last week that they didn't have out in any of the stores. So like I said, I didn't see Iron Mask in any of the stores last week, either with the Buddy Games movie. Other than that, though, I'm trying to see if there's anything mixed in here on the sides. I do see a couple other things though from the last couple weeks. So like they do have Train to Busan Peninsula here. They have all those ones, like the 4K for $22.99, the Blu-ray for $14.96, and then the DVD for $12.96. And they do have Popeye. So that's cool. They are going to carry Popeye in stores. So that one's going to be $9.96 for the Blu-ray of that one. And that's the first time this has ever been released on Blu-ray. That has not come out before on Blu-ray. Other than that though, in here I see like a bunch of like, you know, Hallmark movies. I believe those ones were last week. Let's see if there's anything else mixed in here, because there should be some more stuff today. Death of Me, like this one has like a lot of the ones that the other one didn't, like Death of Me, which came out a couple weeks back. I don't see anything else mixed in right here. Yeah, I don't see any more new stuff because they cut down the section over here. Because see, like over here there used to be more movies. Let's see if there's anything else on the side here. But this particular location has definitely cut down the movies. It's kind of like, let's see if there's anything new right here. No, I don't see anything new right here on the side. And today though, they should have had like a handful of new horror ones today, I believe. But like right here's the other spot where they have these ones. These ones are like $5 ones. And these are some decent ones here for $5, like this Nicolas Cage one, Primal for $5, Terminator Genesis $5, Mandy, the DVD for $5, the Pet Sematary remake. I think that might be in the wrong spot. But a couple decent ones in here for $5 though. Small Soldiers though, that one is coming to Blu-ray soon, like I think a couple months, so that's really cool. Hopefully Explorers at some point too comes out. But like I said, other than that though, I don't see anything else different mixed in here, and I tried to make sure I didn't miss anything on the bottom or anything like that. But we'll definitely head to another Walmart just to see, because I feel like they should have a couple other things in here today. But like I said though, this particular Walmart though has definitely cut the section way down, because this originally went down all that way and now it's sort of just like right here. Into the second Target we go. Well, in here though, they do have some of the new stuff today. So they have like the Eddie Murphy, you know, the Coming to America 4K Steelbook here. That's a really cool Steelbook. That one is $29.99 for that one. I'm gonna show you guys a closer look at this one at the end of this video. They also have the Top Gun 4K Steelbook, and that one is $29.99 for that one. And then Made in Italy, this one with Liam Neeson came out today. I don't know anything about this one. If you guys have seen this one, let me know how this one was. And that one's $14.99 for that one. They don't have the Blu-ray, but they do have the DVD of the film The Rental, which Dave Franco directed. I love this movie. This movie was so cool. Really, really creepy movie. I'm going to have a review of this one at the end of this video, but there is a Blu-ray of this one, but it seems like they're only going to have the DVD, but one I would definitely recommend. It's $12.99 for that one. Other than that, though, here, though, I don't see anything else different here or anything like that as far as I can tell, though. Into the third Walmart we go. And this is actually the Walmart that I was in yesterday, where I saw like the 6 foot, as high as I am, 6 foot something stack of movies, like a tower of all of them. So let's see if maybe the stuff was put out and maybe he changed out the section, because like I said, there was boxes and boxes of like new movies, like this high of all this stuff. So maybe some of the stuff has been switched. We'll see. And luckily enough, here in the actual section, they have out the new stuff in here. There's a couple of different things in here. There's like a thing here called Break Even, and there's a couple of things that are empty here, like Burning of Atlanta, Hero on the front, SOS. So there are some spots empty here. And I think these ones from the couple weeks back, but I know Break Even, that one was a new one here for $9.96. This one called like Righteous Villains for $9.96. I don't know anything about that one. This movie though, I got I think it was like an Italian Blu-ray of this one like a year or two back called Downrange. That was actually a really, really cool movie. I don't know if there's a Blu-ray of that one in the US or not, but would definitely recommend you guys check out that one. I really like that one a lot. They also have the rental here for $9.99. They have the movie here called Dune Drifter, and that one is on $9.96 for that one, as well as Amityville Witches. That one is $9.96 as well. There's one here that I might get called Beast Mode, and that one is $9.96. I might be picking up that one. That one has like C. Thomas Howell in it, James Duvall. That one looks kind of interesting. They also have Rage of the Mummy. That one is $9.96. The one movie here called Cagefighter. That one is $9.96. What is this one? Violent Evergarden for $19.96. Perry Mason, the complete first season. That's the brand new HBO series for $19.96. Attraction to Paris, some movie with Tara Reid. I don't know anything about that one. That's $9.96. They also have a Blu-ray of Righteous Villains. There's something up here called Dead Heating, Evil on a Plane. I have to look this one up here. That one is $9.96 for that one. I'm sorry, $14.96 for the Blu-ray, $9.96 for the DVD of that one, but it looks kind of interesting. There's also called Red Rage here. Let me see if you can see the cover better. Red Rage for $9.96 for the DVD, $14.96 for the Blu-ray. I do not know how to say this one, this Sawa one. They also have The Wire, the complete series, for $39.99. So yeah, definitely a lot of different stuff in here. Like I said, I might get this Beast Mode movie here, and then I might also get this Dead, what is it called? Dead Heating, I guess? Dead Heating, I believe. Like I said, I gotta look this one up here. It looks kind of interesting though. And also in here as well, they do have Coming to America, and they have the 4K one of that one for $19.96 in here. So that's really cool that they're gonna have Coming to America 4K in here. I don't see any of the other Eddie Murphy ones mixed in here today, but yeah, I'm really glad though at least this location has out a lot of the new stuff. There are some stuff in here that is missing, but for the most part, everything is out in here. And then over here though in the front, I didn't see anything else over here. I know I started over there first. I usually start here, but I didn't see anything else different over here though, as far as I could tell though. Yeah, so in there though, I end up getting that Beast Mode movie, which looks interesting though. Has a cool cast in here. Like I said, James Duvall, James Hahn is in the movie. C. Thomas Howell. Looks relatively interesting, and it deals with like making a movie. And I always like stuff to deal with making a movie. But now though, gonna head over to Best Buy. This is right here, so like hopefully this one has out like the steelbooks and stuff, and they're not already all sold, because there should be a whole bunch of different ones from what I saw online. There's a bunch of different steelbook re-releases and stuff, and then some of the brand new ones for the first time today as well. But there are, I think there's supposed to be like Leon the Professional and a couple other ones, but I'm putting this in the car first, then gonna head in. But into Best Buy we go. So they still have out like the Black Friday stuff, like the standees and stuff like that. But let's look over here though and see. They usually are putting the new stuff around here. This seems to be all the holiday kind of ones over here. But let's see where these new ones are, because like I said, there should be a bunch of different ones. So yeah, there is an exclusive in here for Lord of the Rings, the motion picture trilogy. I thought there was going to be something like that for this one. It's $159 And this one has in here, so this one does not yet. So this one has just the Lord of the Rings films in here. I don't know if there's an edition like this for the Hobbit as well. The standard edition here of Lord of the Rings is $119 for the 4K. Like I said, this is the exclusive one in this hardbound kind of case, and it made it like kind of looks like a book the way it is on the side. So that's actually a pretty cool exclusive for that one. Other than that, though, they are going to have the rental in here on Blu-ray. And like I said, this one is one you guys have got to check out. Love this movie. And this one is $15.99 for that one. And then they have the Top Gun 4K Steelbook in here. That one is $24.99 for that one. And then this is one of the newer ones today, this Arrival 4K for $24.99. That's a really cool one. Like I said, I believe there's supposed to be some other ones today as well. This one here is, what is this? Oh, the Blade. So I guess this is the either, I don't know if they have a Steelbook or not, but it's the Blade 4K. That one's $29.99. And then they are sold out of the Hobbit collection here, and that one's $119 for the 4K set of those ones. Other than that, though, here in the front, I don't see anything else different. Like I said, I believe there was supposed to be a couple other Steelbooks today. I don't know for sure. I feel like there was, like I said, supposed to be a couple other ones, but we'll check over here and see if there's anything else different in this section, and there's any other ones here. Let's see, though. Unless I mixed up some of the dates, I'm going to check on the Blu-ray.com too to see. Oh yeah, here's a bunch of other ones. I thought so. Also, yeah, this is one of the ones I was thinking of. The Chernobyl, the miniseries one, and this one is $39.99. This is a really cool. It's like done like the Scream. I actually really like that Steelbook. And then the Blade 4K here is $24.99 for that one. This is one here too. This is really cool. The Leon the Professional one here, and this is $24.99. But this is a really, really cool 4K Steelbook. This is a movie, I have watched this movie so many times throughout the years. Such a great film. Then there's like an Equalizer double feature, which I think this might be a newer one. The standard 4K for Chernobyl is $34.99. And this is another one that came out today from Shout Factory, one called The Rising Hulk. I don't know anything about this one, though. If you guys have seen this one, let me know how this one was, but this is $15.99 for that one. Other than that, I'm just checking to make sure there's anything else here I'm not missing, any of the new ones. And they also do have in here, too, which is really cool, from Kino, the Mad Max 4K. So that one's available in stores. So that's really cool to see a Kino release in here, and that's $27.99 for that one. And then other than that, though, they also have, you know, the Beverly Hills Cop 4K for $19.99, but I don't see anything else different. That seems to be all the main ones in here. So anyway, though, guys, that was all for my DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video. Like I always say, if you guys enjoy these shopping videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Also, let me know in the comments below, you know, what you guys picked up on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K. If you guys ended up picking up anything today. Also, be sure to, as well, to let me know in the comments below anything new that you guys have watched on streaming, any new movies or TV shows or anything like that you guys are watching lately. I did watch on Hulu the movie that Cleo Duvall directed, The Happiest Season, which I really liked. It was, you know, with Kristen Stewart and Mackenzie Davis, and they're going, Kristen Stewart is going to meet Mackenzie Davis's character's parents, and they're a couple in the film, and basically, though, right when they're on the way to get to the house, Mackenzie Davis says to Kristen Stewart, like, you know, her character, oh, just so you know how I told you last summer I came out to my parents and everything, and well, it turns out I actually didn't. So when they get there, they have to have this whole charade of, they don't want them to know that they're a couple because their parents don't know that she's a lesbian, and the whole thing. So it's kind of like them trying to figure out how to, like, if they're going to tell, if she's going to, Mackenzie Davis' character is going to tell her parents and stuff. But a really, really great movie. One I would definitely recommend you guys check out. Daniel Levy, you know, from Schitt's Creek, he's in the show, you know, Jean Levy's son, and he's always great. Like, he steals the show in the movie. Aubrey Plaza's also in the movie. I also watched the one movie on Netflix that Ron Howard directed called Hillbilly Elegy. I keep on thinking it was Eulogy for some reason, but it's Elegy, I believe that's how you say it. And that was like a true story about this kid who ended up going to college, you know, kind of came from this broken family, and Amy Adams played his mother and all these kind of problems with her, and he's kind of like looking back on his life because he's now like moved out of the town, and he's like going to college and getting ready to be a lawyer, and all these different things are going big in his life, but he's kind of looking back on his life because his mother is having addiction problems and stuff. And it's it's actually a well done movie, but there's some quotes in there that you'll never forget, like this stuff with Glenn Close when she's like talking about the movie Terminator 2, and she says, in life there's, you know, everyone's kind of like a Terminator. There's good Terminators, bad Terminators, and neutral. And then she's like, phew. And then like the son, the grandson says, oh, so grandma, you're a good Terminator. Didn't always used to be a good Terminator. I don't know, like that line, like once you hear that, you never forget that your whole life. But anyway, too, also, guys, let me know, too, what you guys thought of the DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks I reviewed at the end of this video. Let me know if what you guys thought of them, if you guys have seen them, and also if you guys plan on picking any of them up. But anyway, though, guys, now stay tuned for the brand new reviews. And the first one I got here is from Shout Factory Scream Factory line. It's a movie here called The Rental, which is directed by Dave Franco. Dave Franco did an amazing job directing this movie. This is the first film he's directed. You know, he's most known for being an actor, but he did a really great job. And also, though, this movie gets a top recommendation. Like, I absolutely love this movie. This is one you guys have got to check out. It was actually really, really effective on all levels of just being really, like, creepy, the whole vibe of this movie. It's basically, though, about two brothers who go to this bed and breakfast with their girlfriends. The brothers are both played by Dan Stevens and Jeremy Allen White, and they go with their girlfriends, played by Sheila Vaughn and Alison Brie. And Jeremy Allen White's character is with Sheila Vaughn, and Dan Stevens is with Alison Brie. And basically, though, Dan Stevens and Alison Brie both also work together at this company, and their company is like getting ready to have this merger, so they're doing really well and everything. So they're kind of at this bed and breakfast to kind of celebrate. It's a really nice place they're staying. It's like a place right by the water and everything. It's one of those kind of like too good to be true kind of things. And right when they get to the location, though, and they get shown around the house, and it's Toby Huss's character is showing the house, and he's like really weird acting. He's very prejudiced and just like not a great guy, and he's like just sort of showing off the place and kind of acting strange. He's like telling about this telescope that he's going to drop off and stuff, and he's like making stops, just showing up in the house without permission, dropping the thing off, and just kind of weird the way that he's acting. But right when they get out there, though, you're noticing, you see the perspective that somebody is watching, and it's kind of like Friday the 13th when you hear like the noise of someone breathing, and you can tell someone's watching them, and it's basically, you know, something is going on in this place, and it's one of those things where, it continuously gets worse and worse for what's going on. I don't want to ruin everything that's going on because there's lots and lots of interesting things that happen in this, but this is one that you guys have got to check out. Absolutely love this movie. It has on here, though, a behind-the-scenes featurette on the making of the movie on this one here. Also has the trailer. The next one here is from Lionsgate, and this is one I'm so glad that is now available on 4K. This is also the 30th anniversary edition here of the Arnold Schwarzenegger film Total Recall, which I've always loved this movie. This is like, I've watched this movie so many times throughout the years. I remember, too, back when this came out to DVD in the, years ago, and it was in the Mars tin. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, but it was like in this kind of cool, like, circular tin of Mars, and it sat on top of this, like, kind of paper thing. It was kind of a cool one. I remember, like, around that time, they did one, like, for, like, that, and around the same time, they did one for Basic Instinct, which came with a, like, a pickaxe kind of thing, like a ice pick, but it was like a pen. I remember those really well, like some early DVD editions when they were doing like really intricate releases and stuff like that. But this movie, though, is basically, though, about Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, who is a construction worker, and he's always having these like these dreams and visions of Mars. Like, he always really wants to go to Mars. It's always one of those things that he dreams to go there, to take a trip. And this is like set in the future where you can go to Mars. But, because of his work and everything, he can't do it. But he gets told about this thing where they can do like memory transplants, where they can like go and like, you can go to this place and they put like a transplant, a memory into your mind, and you can kind of like actually be like you actually did this whole adventure, and you can go there and pick the things that you want to do. So he goes there, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, and is like, oh, I'd like to do this, and I would love to go to Mars. And they say, oh, well, would you like to do the spy package, where you're like a secret agent kind of guy? And of course, so he goes and does this, and when they're doing the transplanting in his mind and stuff, something goes really wrong, and he starts like freaking out and everything, and it doesn't take. And then all of a sudden, it unlocks something in him, and he's like, well, I am, a secret agent, and I have all these people after me, and I have to get to Mars, and I have to get there. And it's one of those things where all of a sudden people are coming after him, and people that he, thinks, he can trust, he can't trust anymore. So it's essentially about him going to Mars and finally going there, but now he has these memories of him being this agent and everything, and all these things he did in the past. It's a great movie. It's like super visual film. There's some really fun stuff in this movie. Like, it's one of those ones, I have watched this movie throughout the years so many times. 4K wise, though, this one looks great here on 4K. It's a very, very, it has lots of really cool lighting. It's all these kind of red, like, lights for Mars, and just like kind of the whole look of everything. Paul Verhoeven, directed this, who also directed RoboCop. So I always love the stuff that he does. He also did Basic Instinct as well. So I guess that's why, too, at the time they were doing special editions of his ones. But this is one, though, like I said, you guys have got to watch. 4K wise, though, this is, you know, a great transfer in here. Lionsgate did a great job cleaning this movie up. On here, though, it has the it's a 3-disc set. So the first disc is a 4K and has the brand new 4K, you know, and Blu-ray special features. It has Total Excess, you know, How Carlo Changed Hollywood documentary, Open Your Mind Scoring Total Recall featurette, Dreamers Within the Dream Developing Total Recall featurette, and then the disc 2 and 3 are the movie and special features, and disc 3 is special features only. It also has on here a special effects featurette, the Making of Total Recall featurette, Imagining Total Recall documentary, commentary with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Paul Verhoeven, as well as a theatrical trailer on this one. And I'll show you guys, though, a look inside as well. It has the digital copy. And here's a look, though, at the discs in here. But a great film if you guys have never seen this one. This is one that's an absolute must-watch. Lionsgate also sent over these fun promo items for the movie. They sent over, like, a pamphlet, which is kind of like what you would get if you were going to go and get the, you know, the recall, like having, like, a memory. So it's kind of, like, done like a pamphlet for that. So it's kind of a fun thing that they sent. And kind of talks about like the versions of the trips that you can take, and like what you can be, and like all that kind of stuff you can do. I don't know, it's just a cool thing. They also sent over this magnet, you know, recall for the memory of a lifetime. So that's cool. They sent over like a magnet thing as well. The next one here is from Lionsgate as well, and this is one I just finished watching now. And this is, you know, from the director who did River's Edge, and this is from, you know, written by Brian Easton Ellis, who's the creator of American Psycho. And I like this movie. This has Crispin Glover in here, which was cool because Crispin Glover was in River's Edge, so him working back with, you know, the director was Tim Hunter, you know, who directed River's Edge. So it's cool to have them back together again, you know, working together. And it's a movie here called Smiley Face Killers, and I like this movie. This was an interesting film. It was basically, though, about, and it's based on a true story that was happening, where young men that were in college were getting killed, and then like it was like looking like drownings or looking like these kind of drowning accidents, but it was believed to have been like this cult of people that were doing it. And every time where there was like the body was found, they found a smiley face kind of like spray painted on something nearby. And this is basically, though, about these group of these people who are, you know, these killers that are doing this, and they're basically targeting this one guy. So then, and this guy too is like, he's having some troubles with his girlfriend, and he's like kind of like stopped taking his medication. So when he's saying certain things that are going on, people are thinking that it's because he's not taking his medication. So that's kind of like what they're thinking. Oh yeah, he's just talking these crazy things because he's supposed to be taking his medicine and he's not, and he's always overdoing with his medication or something like that. So it's kind of, they're all not really believing what he's saying, but you can see that this van is coming and following them everywhere that this guy goes, and it's kind of like lurking after other people and just kind of like spying on him and everything. And it's basically, though, what this guy is going through, and then with his friends and everything like that, and you know, the ups and downs with his girlfriend because of all this stuff that he's kind of saying and everything. But Crispin Glover, though, is in here playing like a really interesting character in here. I don't want to ruin anything that goes on in this movie, but I love Crispin Glover in here. Like, he, you know, he's only in it for a little bit, but he was great. And on here, though, it has the behind the scenes interviews on here with the cast and crew interviews, as well as a trailer gallery on this one. The next one here is from Lionsgate as well, and this is a movie here which has the voices of Pauly Shore and John Heder. This is called Parcaros or Paros. I totally remember how to say it and then I forgot, but it's like, I think it's Paros. I'm sorry, I'm probably saying that totally wrong, but it's the Little Penguins Dinosaur Island Adventure movie. But it's basically, though, about this penguin with his friends, and it's basically, though, they come across this capsule that a dinosaur is inside, because right in the beginning these friends are like all playing this game, like they're playing like, oh yeah, we're gonna find the dinosaurs, we're gonna find where the dinosaurs are, and they're all like, yeah, this is where the dinosaurs are. They're kind of messing around, and they end up coming across the little capsule that has the dinosaur in it, and then they kind of start talking to the dinosaur, and then like they end up turning on the capsule, and Pauly Shore's character is kind of like this bad guy who's kind of trying to collect specimens of dinosaurs and things like that, and this dinosaur had gotten away from him. So when it to turn the capsule back on. He's like, oh, there they are. And he ends up like kidnapping some of the one's friends, the Penguin's friends. So it's basically them trying to go in their little plane to go after them and track down where Pauly Shore's character is and where the friends were taken. So it's kind of them going on this adventure, trying to track them down and all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely one more for kids, but definitely was a very, very fun movie. And I always, Pauly Shore, though, did a really great job doing the voice of like the bad guy in here who's trying to collect the other dinosaurs and that kind of stuff. So it was cool to have him here doing a voice. And then John Heder was in here playing, I believe it was the bear character in this one. And the next ones I got here are from Warner Brothers. They sent over free copies of these ones to let you guys know these ones are available. And these are some really, really cool 4K releases here. So glad these ones are available on 4K in these really cool trilogy collections here. And these are the Lord of the Rings, the Motion Picture Trilogy, as well as the Hobbit Motion Picture Trilogy. And I remember the Lord of the Rings movies so well. Like, I remember when I first heard those were coming out, I was so excited because I always was a huge fan of Peter Jackson because I loved, Dead Alive and Heavenly Creatures. So when I heard that he was doing this one, I was so excited to see them. And I remember too, it was a cool thing because it was like every year, every Christmas they would have one come out. So for the 3 years, it was like, I remember like the thing to look forward to. Oh yeah, the continuation one, because they would end in these cliffhangers too. So you'd be like, oh yeah, what's gonna happen? I gotta wait the whole year to find out. And it was, I don't know, it was kind of a cool thing. It was like this year thing to go back and see them. And I remember liking these movies so much. And it's basically though about the trying to go and destroy this one ring, and then the ring, possesses powers and is controlling the, Elijah Wood's character, and then, the Hobbit is basically about the Hobbits trying to get back their part of their land that was taken away, and them trying to go on this journey to get it back and everything. But these are really, really cool movies. Now, on these, though, keep in mind, though, these are the 4K Ultra HD editions, so these ones only include the 4K discs. They do not include Blu-ray discs of the films, but they also do include digital codes as well, so they have digital copies of the movies as well. But in these, though, these include the theatrical versions as well as the extended cuts of the film. So they do have the theatrical and extended on their own 4K discs. So that's really cool that it has both, cuts of the films. Here's a look, though, on the back here. Here's a look, though, on the back, though, of the Hobbit trilogy. And I'll show you guys, though, a quick look inside as well. But in here, though, it has the digital copy of the films. And here's a look, though, at the discs in here. Like I was saying, though, it has in here the theatrical as well as the extended cuts, but it only has the 4K discs, so just keep that in mind. Like I said, it does not have the Blu-ray discs. And here's a look, though, inside at the Hobbit trilogy here. And here's a look, though, at the discs in here. But really, really, these ones all look great here on 4K. Like, these are, like, definitely kind of things, too, films. If you guys want to show, like, what 4K can do, these are ones that are really, really great, demos to show that. And they also really, really cool films. And they're, like, huge, like, just super big films, too. So these really look great on 4K. And they're also really stylized with the lighting and all that kind of stuff. And with 4K, the big thing is HDR. And that's one thing I talk about a lot, which is the high dynamic range. So it's basically the contrast levels. So it has much nicer levels like the darkness levels and that kind of stuff. Also, I feel like too, and I've said this a lot in the past with 4K, I feel like it's a much more brighter, vibrant picture all around. That's the one big thing that I always notice with 4K. The next one here is from Warner Brothers as well. They sent over a free copy of this one as well to let you guys know this one is available. And this is a really, really cool collection. I'm going to show you guys a close look at this. And this is the Cartoon Network show Steven Universe, the complete collection here. And it's in this really cool, hardbound case here, and has a whole bunch of different stuff on here. It has like all the seasons of the show as well as the movies in here. And it's in this really cool book, the way this one opens up. So see, it's like a book like this. It's a cool book, and it opens up like this. I'm going to show you guys what's in here, though. So it has in here, though, season 1, and it has like the episodes, like the names of the episodes, and it's designed like a kind of like an old school book, like kind of like a kid's book, the way it's designed. Season 2, disc 2, and then here's season 1. Season 1, disc 2, season 1, disc 3 here. Like I said, it has the names of the episodes on here, and then it says the extras. And the discs are in here like this, so that's where the discs are. And then here we have Season 2, Disc 1, and then Season 2, Disc 2, and then this was Season 3, Disc 1, this one for that one, and then this is Season 3, Disc 2. Like I said, this is where the discs are right here in all of the ones. And this here is Season 4, Disc 1. I don't know, I just love the way this one is designed. It's got a really, really cool look. This is Season 4, Disc 2 here. And then Season 5, Disc 1, and then Season 5, Disc 2, And then this is Steven Universe, the movie. So this one here is where the movie is in this one. So like I said, it has all the stuff in here. This has Steven Universe Future disc 1 here. And then it has Steven Universe Future disc 2. And then this was the bonus disc, which has like music videos on here, Steven Universe Pilot, Steven Universe Minisodes, Steven Universe Sing-Along movie on that one, but a really cool set here. Like I said, one of the guys on this one's available if you guys are a fan of the Steven Universe series here. The next one here is from Paramount, and this was a fun movie called Buddy Games, and it's basically though about a group of these friends who kind of all get together and they do like kind of these crazy games where they kind of like do like weird challenges and like obstacle courses and that kind of stuff, and they kind of get, they do this while they're drinking and everything. It's kind of like their tradition that they do like every year, these games, kind of when they all reconnect and see each other again. And then like at the one game though, something bad happened to the one guy, and basically because of that the Buddy Games were over for 5 years. And then like the guy though, because of what had happened, I don't want to spoil like all the stuff in the movie, but basically because of something that happened to the guy, he has kind of gone into hiding, and he was like in the mental hospital, kind of hiding away and everything because of it, and he was so traumatized about the whole thing. And basically though, they agree that he's going to, he's like really depressed, and they said, well, we're going to bring back the Buddy Games for you. And he's like, oh, but I don't want the one guy to go, because the one guy, played by Nick Swardson, was behind what had happened. And they don't want Nick Swardson's character there. But he's like, oh, well, he's not going to go, don't worry. And the one guy comes with this whole idea saying that there's this huge entry fee, and Nick Swardson does all these crazy things to get the money. But basically, though, he ends up getting there, and it's kind of them, going and doing these crazy games. But it takes all these crazy turns. It's got vibes of like The Hangover, mixed with the movie Tag, and those kind of vibes mixed together. So kind of Hangover mixed with Tag kind of vibe. But I actually thought this was actually a pretty funny movie here. It has in here, Kevin Dillon, Josh Duhamel in here, Olivia Munn is in here, Dax Shepard, Nick Swardson. So a really fun cast in this one here as well. The next one here is from Paramount. This is one I want you guys know is available. This is the brand new 4K Ultra HD Steelbook here of the Tom Cruise film Top Gun. And this one has in here the 4K Ultra HD. It has the Blu-ray as well as a digital copy here of the film. And I'll just show you guys a look inside at this one here. Some of the features that are on here on the 4K disc, it has the Legacy of Top Gun, plus On Your 6, 13 Years of Top Gun, commentary by filmmakers and naval experts. Disc 2 has the Legacy of Top Gun. It has on here, though, the Making of Top Gun 6-part documentary, commentary by filmmakers, Best of the Best, Inside the Real Top Gun, behind-the-scenes featurettes, survival training featurettes. So lots of features on these ones here. And here's a look, though, inside at this one. I'll show you guys, though, the back without the paper on the back here. Is look at the back as well. Like I said, one let you guys know that this one's available from Paramount. The next one here is another film from Paramount, and this is a movie with stars Tom Cruise. This is one I had not seen this movie in a really long time. This one originally came out in 2004, and it's a movie that's directed by Michael Mann, who I always love Michael Mann's movies, and it's called Collateral, which is, stars Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. And this is like a really gritty film. It's basically, though, about Tom Cruise's character, who's this hitman, and he ends up, going and having like these different hits that he has to do throughout the night. And he ends up, paying Jamie Foxx's character, saying, listen, I don't want you to ask me any questions. I don't want you to tell me what I'm doing. And he basically is paying him to be the driver for the night. He's driving him around from hit to hit throughout that night. And it's one of those kind of things where Jamie Foxx is trying to, he wants to get this money from this whole thing, but then at the same time, he doesn't really want to, ask any questions, because he's noticing that he knows it's not good, because he knows right away, he sees that somebody got killed, and he knows that but he's in a situation where if he were to say anything, he could end up getting killed too. At the same time, because of the, where Tom Cruise is going, deaths are going, his character is going, people are getting killed, the police are kind of coming after them. So he's finding himself, Jamie Foxx is now roped into this whole thing, and he's kind of in this whole situation. It's a very, very cool movie. You don't hear about too much, and it's a great movie. 4K wise, though, too, this one looks great here on 4K. I was just really glad to see this movie again, because like I said, I had not seen this movie in such a long time. And on here on the Blu-ray has the special features. It has a commentary by Michael Mann, the making of Collateral, a special delivery featurette, deleted scene with commentary, shooting on location, Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx rehearse, visual effects on this one here as well, but a really, really cool movie. And the other one here is one from Paramount I want to let you guys know is available as well. And this is the, Mario Puzz's Pozo's The Godfather Coda, The Death of Michael Corleone. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Now this is an alternate, brand new edit of the, The Godfather 3 that Francis Ford Coppola, had put together, a brand new edit of the film. Like I said, just want to let you guys know that this one was available, and this one is 157 minutes long. So I'm not sure like the length difference between the original, cut of the movie or not. So I'm not super familiar with the Godfather film, so I won't be able to tell you like what were the differences with the edit or any of that kind of stuff on here for sure. So I don't know for sure though. But on here though, it has an introduction by Francis Ford Coppola on here. Like I said though, I want to let you guys know that this one was available, and it also does include the Blu-ray as well as a digital code for the film here as well. And the next one I got here is from Well Go USA, and it's a movie here called Possessor, which is directed by Brendan Cronenberg, who's David Cronenberg's son. He also did a movie called Antiviral, which I really liked a lot as well. He did that one before this one. But like I said, this one here is called Possessor. And this is the 4K Ultra HD edition, which includes the 4K and the Blu-ray. Now this one, though, is a top recommendation. This is one you guys have got to watch. Like, I absolutely love this movie, and it's so strange and trippy. There's some amazing visuals in here. The main actress in here was from the movie Mandy as well. And this kind of has a similar vibe to Mandy. Like, if you like Mandy, this is in that same kind of feel. But it also feels like very David Cronenberg-esque. It has that very similar vibe with the lighting and the clinical aspect of the movie and all that kind of stuff. It just has like similar vibes to David Cronenberg's films, but was such a cool movie. But it's basically though about this organization that's head up by Jennifer Jason Leigh's character, where they go and take people and like they put an implant, and they kind of kidnap and put an implant in the back of their head, and then they go and can control these people. So basically though, this group is basically hitmen, but instead of going and killing these people as like themselves, they go and by putting this implant in them, they can go and possess the people and kind of take them over. So what they do is if they have a specific person they have a hit on, they have someone that's kind of connected to that person, they go and possess that person and make them do the hit. And that's kind of what it's like. This one also had vibes of Existenz. That movie, it had that kind of, that David Cronenberg did as well. It has that kind of feel to this one. That's what it was reminding me of a lot too. But it's basically, though, they go and do these hits. And the one woman who's like the main person that Jennifer Jason Leigh's character sends in to do this, she's starting to act a little strange after the last time she did it. She's having something really weird with her hand. She's having a hard time leaving the body when she's done and stuff like that. So there's a lot of problems. And this basically, the story follows them on this newest hit that they're running, possessing this one guy, and he's basically supposed to, get to his father-in-law and everything. All these kind of things that is planned here. But when, she's possessing this person, there's a lot of weirdness going on. There's a lot of, things are not going the way they should. And the host is acting very different, and she's not able to control in the same way. And that's basically all I can say, but it is a great movie. This image here of the face, though, it's like really freaks me out. It's a really freaky image, and there's a lot of that in this movie. But 4K wise though too is amazing on 4K because it is so many crazy colors and stuff, and the way this is the lighting and everything looks great here on 4K. It has on here the deleted scenes, behind the scenes and trailers on this one. But if you guys have seen this one, let me know what you guys thought. But I really like this one a lot here. The next one here is from 4 Digital Media, and it's a movie here called Dune Drifter. And this is basically though about people who are going to battle against these, what was it like? What were they? There was basically they were going up into space to battle against these ships, but it ended up being they were getting bombarded with all these different kind of enemy ships. There was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, and it's basically though the whole group of all of them had been attacked by them. By these ships, and then it had all been killed except for this one ship that ends up kind of going and kind of sort of edging its way away from them and kind of goes and crashes down on this one planet. And it's basically though when they get to this planet though, there's something, there's these aliens they're coming after them. There's like one of them, some of them on this planet. So it's basically them though trying to just survive on the planet and stuff like that. It was actually a pretty cool movie. There was like really well done, alien science fiction movie though. And this one has on here though for bonus features, it has the producer's cut of the film, which is 95-minute cut of the movie. And it also has the theatrical cut here as well, and also has a behind the scenes 20 minutes behind the scenes featurette on this one here as well. The next one here is from Righetous Ventures, and it's a movie here called Do Not Reply. And this is another one I really liked a lot. It's basically though about this girl who ends up, getting like he's kind of talks to this one guy that she met online. It's one of those things where like she doesn't really know this guy. It wasn't really a good thing that she's talking to him, and she ends up inviting this guy that she doesn't really know at all. He's just talked to online. She thinks he's like this perfect guy. He ends up inviting her to this Halloween party, and then like the person's wearing this mask and stuff, and she basically ends up getting kidnapped by this guy. She wakes up in this weird house that looks kind of like a model home almost, like the kind of house that you set up to try and sell. One of those ones where like they just like as an example home, that's kind of what it looks like, but almost like an example home from like the 60s or 70s. It has like this real like old kind of look to it, and basically though it's her, there's all these other girls there, and they all have the exact same name, and they basically, this person who has kidnapped them, has kidnapped them and makes these girls all look the same. They makes them like dye their hair the same color, and they all have to be called the same name. They have to like listen exactly what this guy says, and if they don't do what he says, he puts on this crazy virtual reality helmet, and he like kills people with this virtual reality kind of helmet thing. It's a really, really crazy movie here. And the next one they got here are all from MovieZing.com, and I have a link below where you guys can go to order these ones for the best price. And the first one here, I believe, is from a company called Super, but I have a link below for the actual name. But this is a documentary here called You Can't Kill David Arquette. This is a great documentary. This is following around David Arquette as he's getting into wrestling, because he had a period of time where he was doing some wrestling in the very early 2000s, back when he was promoting the film Ready to Rumble, which he acted in. It was a really fun movie about him as a wrestling fan and everything. I always really liked that movie. But around the time of that movie, he did a cross promotion with WCW where he ended up doing this match, and he ended up winning the match as like and he ended up becoming the heavyweight champion from this match. And everyone, all the wrestling fans were like, he didn't really do anything in the match, and he kind of was just sort of standing there and kind of just ducking the punches and ducking all the throws and all those kind of things. And it was kind of like, well, how did he win? And because of that, he always kind of was, looked down upon in the wrestling community and all that kind of stuff. And this is basically a documentary about him, and he's always been a huge fan of wrestling, and he always really wanted to be a wrestler. And this is him now going and training to be a wrestler and trying to really redeem himself and earn the trust and earn the wrestling fans to kind of come over to him and accept him as a wrestler. And this is kind of all the stuff that he's going through, going to Mexico to train with the Lucha Libres, going with Diamond Dallas Page, and he's going and trying to set up these matches. And there's some crazy stuff that he goes through, though. There's some stuff with him going to these backyard wrestling matches, which were so dangerous. Some of the stuff that he was going through, and to train and kind of to start out, and kind of like this was sort of crazy, especially this one backyard wrestling match that he goes to. But it's kind of just him following him and showing what shape that he got into and how well he was doing, and really working to his way up. And he's doing, he's really done a great job with wrestling. But this is a great documentary, just pretty much following him around, and you see the ups and downs of his life that he's going through, and kind of turning his life around to be a wrestler, and kind of changing things about what he's doing in his life and everything. But really, really well done documentary. On here, though, it has 5 deleted scenes. The next one here is from MovieZing.com as well, and this is also from Cinedigm. It's a movie here where it stars Fred Willard, Joey Lauren Adams, and Bruce Hampton. And this is a fun movie called Here Comes Rusty. And this is basically, though, about like this guy who runs he has like a track where they have like dog races and stuff like that, and the track is not doing so well. And like they have like these derby kind of races there at the track, and the one person who comes there and like represents and has his like derby races there is Fred Willard's character, who runs this kind of like used car lot. And basically though, Fred Willard's character makes a bet with the guy who runs the track, and he says because he knows the track is not doing so well, the track is losing money and not trying to stay afloat and everything, and he's like, well, if my dog can win this race, if I can win this race, then I will end up getting, your track, because he wants the track. Fred Willard's character wants this place. And then he says to him, but if you win and your dog wins in this race, then I'll give you my used car lot. And that's basically what it is this challenge. And Fred Willard's character is not going to let this happen. He's going to do anything he can to sabotage this race. And the one guy in here is Mark Barkhart, who was in the documentary they made, American Movie, was about him. So he's in here. It's this very, very fun movie. Like I said, this one here is called Here Comes Rusty. The other one here from MovieZing.com, and this is from Neon. It's a movie here called She Dies Tomorrow. This one's got a bunch of different cameos in here too, like Michelle Rodriguez has a cameo in here. There's a handful of other ones in this, and it's like I said, this is basically though about this girl who like has this dream, and she dreams that she dies, and she basically like becomes really depressed after this, and kind of is convinced that she's going to die the very next day. So it's basically about her kind of just kind of going through this whole process of this and kind of becoming obsessed with this, but at the same time she's like telling her friends about this. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like become contagious to the whole thing, and then like the friends are starting to think that they might be dying as well, and it kind of like spreads to them, and it kind of becomes this whole downward spiral of her becoming obsessed with this whole thing. It's a very, very interesting movie, all kind of dealing with how an idea of someone saying something can kind of spread around and kind of can become fully contagious and everything. It's a very, very gloomy film, but really, really well done. Like I said, this one here is called She Dies Tomorrow. The other one here, this is from moviezing.com as well, and this is also from the Meridian Releasing Group. It's a movie here called Bro.mp4, and this is basically, though, about these guys who have a like a YouTube channel. They do all kinds of social media kind of stuff, Instagram kind of videos, live streams, all those kind of things. And they're becoming very successful, and they do like little skits and parody videos and kind of pranks, fake kind of pranks and all that kind of stuff. And basically, though, the one guy is telling us, because it's basically a team of these guys, and the one guy is saying how he's going to end up moving away and he's going to be leaving. And it's kind of like jeopardize the whole show and what they're going to do. And then the guy comes up with, saying, oh, well, if you're going to go, we should really do like this crazy real prank. We've done all these pranks in the past that are all fake, but then he comes up with the idea of coming up with this real prank. And it's one of those kind of things where it's like it kind of gets worse and worse as this goes along with this prank, and like it starts off as this jokey thing and then turns into something really, really serious. That's pretty much all I can say about this, but this is actually a pretty cool movie. Like I said, this one here is called Bro.mp4. The other one here is from moviezing.com as well. This is also from Lemark Studios, and it's a movie here called Call Me Brother. This is a really crazy movie. It's basically though about this sister that comes and stays with her brother that she hasn't seen in a while, and it's kind of like it's a romantic comedy, but it's basically though about this brother and sister that have had this like kind of crush on each other since they were kids. And it's kind of like now that they're older, they're together again, haven't seen each other in a while, and it's kind of like the crush has been kind of coming back again when they're like teenagers. And it's this really awkward kind of thing because they both like each other, but then they're trying not to act on the whole thing. Like I said, it's a really, really crazy concept of a movie, but it was a very fun film. On here, though, it has a commentary track. It also has a short film on here, behind-the-scenes featurette trailers on this one here as well. And the next one here is from Cult Films. Now, this one here, keep in mind, this is a Region B release. So this one is Region B locked. This is a movie which stars Charlotte Rampling called The Night Porter. This is one I remember hearing about. This is a film from 1974, and it's basically though about like Charlotte Rampling's character. It's this dealing with this guy who was this Nazi, and Charlotte Rampling's character was part in the concentration camp because her family was the families were Germans as well, but they were there because they didn't agree with certain things, so they were put into the concentration camp. And basically though, Charlotte Rampling's character, when she was younger, had this relationship with one of the Nazis, and it was this kind of really inappropriate, bad, terrible thing that was going on between them, all this craziness that was going on, of this really unhealthy relationship between both of them. And, they haven't seen each other in years, and Charlotte Rampling her character has a husband, and they're going to this hotel to stay at, and then the guy now, who was the Nazis, now at this hotel as the porter of this hotel place. And basically, though, it ends up they see each other again after all this time, and it's basically though what ends up happening from there. It's a really, really well done movie. Picture quality on here looks great as well, but it has on here though an interview on here with Liana Carvani, as well as an interview on here with Charlotte Rampling. But like I said though, this one here was called The Night Porter. But I said just keep in mind though, this is Region B locked, so you guys would have to have an all-region Blu-ray player to play this one. The next one here, this one is from what company was this one from? I think it's from, I'll put a link below though. I'm not 100% sure on the company, but this is a really great documentary here on Audrey Hepburn. This is Audrey Hepburn. This is Audrey More Than an Icon. It's the Blu-ray of the film. And it's basically, though, a documentary all about Audrey Hepburn's life. And it's kind of about how her career started, and kind of like, it has interviews with people that she had worked with, archival interviews with Audrey Hepburn, and kind of just all about her career and how it took off and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, talking to people that were connected to her, directors, family members, and that kind of stuff. But it's a really, really intricate documentary all about her life and everything. So if you guys are interested in that, this is, like I said, one that was really, really well done documentary all on her life and everything. And then it also talks, too, about a lot of the things she did later in her career, which was helping and all these kind of things that she was doing, these charity-type things and all that kind of stuff. So it talks all about different sides of her that you may not have heard about too often. The next one here, this is from Artsploitation Films. It's a movie here, which I want to let you guys know is available, called Beast Clawing at Straws. And this is a movie from South Korea, and it's basically, though, about, it's all kind of dealing with all this stolen money, where, like, the one guy comes across the stolen money, and it's kind of like it's like this bag of money that everybody wants. And then, like, these people who the money was stolen from, they're trying to get the money back. And then the guy that found the money wants to try and keep the money. So it's one of those kind of things where it's like a whole bunch of different characters, all kind of like, are going to connect in some way. And they're all with this money. And it's kind of this whole thing about this money and the people trying to get it back and everything. But it's a really, really well done, very, very intense crime drama film here. This one has on here, though, the original Korean language version with English subtitles on this one here. The next one here, and I have a link below where you guys can go to order this one. And this is from, though, Red Serial Films. It's a movie here called The Bloody Man. And this is basically, though, this one stars Tuesday Knight and Lisa Wilcox. And it's basically, though, about this kid, it's set in the 80s, and they did a good job making this set in the 80s, and they also had really cool synth music as well, like old school synth. But it's basically, though, about, like, kind of like the history or the urban legend of this bloody man character. And, like, the one kid is, like, telling the tales of this bloody man. And then basically, though, the bloody man, though, is kind of making, like, kind of lurking around and coming after people. And that's essentially, what it was. And it's like this bloody man is, coming after the kid and the family, and coming after the mother and everything. It's like a really crazy old school, throwback, film here. And this has on here, though, feature-wise, it has a gag reel, it has a commentary track on here, as well as a trailer on this one. The next one here is from Indican Pictures. It's a movie here called Powerbomb. And this is basically about this guy who is, this guy who's like a big fan of wrestlers, and, he's like kind of obsessed with wrestlers, and he likes this one wrestler a lot. And he's like this guy who's kind of getting ready to become really successful with wrestling and kind of getting ready to really go to the big leagues with it. And the guy ends up kidnapping him, and like, because he basically kind of doesn't really want to talk to him when he's kind of talking to him after the one match. The guy's a fan, they kind of like blows him off and everything. So he basically ends up kidnapping him and putting him into his basement thing. And basically, though, like, it's like tied him up there and won't let him go. And it becomes this whole crazy thing about what this guy is going through and all that kind of stuff. But really pretty cool movie. And I always like these kind of things to deal with, like, it was kind of like The Fanatic a little bit and that kind of thing, like about somebody that's kind of like obsessed with somebody, kind of going crazy, and that's kind of the vibe of this one here. And the last one here is from Bayview Entertainment. It's a movie here called Reap. And this is basically, though, about like these group of these friends were at this house for this party, and then someone shows up and says, like, that everyone's going to, that basically comes and warns them, that says almost like a Grim Reaper kind of like figure is going to come and take all their lives, but the only way that they can get away and like live and not get killed themselves is that they have to go and lure people back to their house and take their places. So basically, though, take the places of the people in the house that would get killed otherwise by the Grim Reaper. So basically, though, they have to lure people back, and they have to kill the people. Each of the people have to kill the people, otherwise they will get killed by the Grim Reaper. So it's basically about them trying to figure out exactly how they're going to lure these people back to the house, and also if they can do this. But at the same time, they know that if they don't kill somebody, they're going to get killed themselves. So it's one of those kind of things when they're put in this kind of situation of not really knowing what to do or anything like that. But I thought this was actually a pretty cool one here. Like I said, this one is called Reap. But anyway, though, guys, that was all for the review portion of this video. Thanks again for watching and subscribing. Like I always say, if you guys enjoyed these videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later.